Hello, hello, beautiful souls. Lisa here. And I have been doing a lot of reflection as to why am I doing what I'm doing with this? Why am I a self-love coach? What am I doing here? And so in that reflection, it's like, why did I even go on this journey? And the reason, my whole why, is because whenever I was in these really, really dark times a couple years ago, 5 years ago, 10 years ago, I felt very misunderstood. I felt like I genuinely have good intentions for like 99% of the things that I do. Of course, we are all human, so sometimes we don't have the best intentions, but for the most part, I had good intentions, and oftentimes people would perceive them, at least I perceived them perceiving it as like bad, or like I was trying to get something, I don't even know, but misunderstood was like a core feeling of what I had during these really dark times. Along with that came a feeling of not belonging. And it wasn't just anywhere, it was literally everywhere. Anywhere I went, I felt like I was in the way. I was just messing things up. Like anything I do or say just creates problems. And it led to this feeling of like not belonging anywhere, which also goes hand in hand with anywhere you're at. Even if you're surrounded by like your best friends and your family and people who love you, you feel alone. And that was the feeling. Like I felt so alone even when I was surrounded by people I loved. I felt like I didn't belong anywhere, let alone with the people I loved. I felt like I was just messing everything up. Like, what's the point of me being here? Like, it would be better if I weren't here. Like, it would be doing the world a service if I weren't here. And this was not a fun time. And it's, I think, something that a lot of people are in right now. And so I've been there, and I know how it feels. I know how hopeless it feels. I know how powerless you feel, how agitated and frustrated, because you are just this like ball of love, and you do these things in the world and it gets misunderstood, and then you quiet yourself, make yourself small, which is abandoning yourself, and then that creates a whole other loop of issues, like major ones. So yeah, like I've been there, and I've also like totally obsessed with self-love, and I know all of these little tricks. I know little ones and I know big ones, and I'm like so excited to like help people cross from that being misunderstood and feeling like you don't belong, feeling like you don't matter, to this like you just understand yourself on such a level that it doesn't matter. People are going to misunderstand you, and that doesn't mean that you're bad. Like you can do something nice for someone, and then somebody else can think that you're doing it for whatever reason, but as long as you know your why, then that's all that matters. And that is why I created my new mastermind. It's called Master Peace, like peace. And it is a 6-week group coaching container that starts next week. And it starts on the new moon, so that's going to be really good energy for going inward and reflecting on where you're at now. And then we're going to be moving through the moon cycles. It'll be during the 11:11 portal. So there's a lot of cool energies we can work with during this time. And so basically, it's going to be like, we're going to do a lot of mind work, common thought patterns that pop up. But mostly what I really want to dive into is emotional mastery, because I really feel like that's where the juiciness comes in. That's where you stop caring if you're misunderstood, because you have that understanding of yourself. And it's going to be such an incredible space where there will be some hot seat coaching. There will be live calls once a week. And throughout the week, there will be trainings that you can have access to that kind of like build on our call. So during the calls, there will be like a check-in so that we can gauge where everyone's at, which will help, figure out what it is that we need to work on most. There's going to be guided meditations that really take you deep into yourself and nurture that relationship with yourself, really start building that. And there will also be some somatic and breath work, which is incredibly powerful if you are trying to, have peace in your life and be happy instead of like feeling like you don't belong anywhere and you're alone and everybody misunderstands you. So this starts next week and it is only $111. So it is very high value and I'm so excited to do this and I can't wait to see who comes in. Bye.